Yo, what's good, guys? TheClayberry here. And today's story is about the time that a teacher, well, she stated she's an assistant teacher, but it was more like an actual teacher brought an actual weapon. Now, this was the most shocking thing because not only she threatened me, but she also threatened a whole class of special needs. And yeah, and I want to say this is that this story time has been in I feel like I've been carrying 3 tons of it because not only it was a story time that I wish I could have told you guys at the for a long time, but it was also my most I think at the time I was mostly traumatized because what she had. But yeah, before I do start the story time, I just want to say if you actually do enjoy this, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, and let's get right into it. So this all takes place in high school. Yep, high school Clayberry. What are the odds? So high school me was just average. I do my daily routines. Whenever I'm in the cafeteria, I eat breakfast, and then after that, I start playing my 3DS. Now it would either be Smash Brothers, Pokemon, Senran Kagura, or sometimes a game that no one really knows. Now this is where things about to get crazy. So I'm just chilling and all that. However, but I don't want to say like the whole thing. So let's fast forward to third period. Third period is where it got really horrible because what happened. Now, for the sake of this video, this teacher and I, we've never gotten along. She was always mad at me. There were times where like there would be dumb reasons, and then she would literally just blame a student. And yeah, there were times where she mostly blamed it on me, or she would get upset with me. But today in third period, she was really happy, and keep in mind, she just got back in the class. Now, the other teacher that was there that was supporting her, let's call her Miss Barbie. Now, this assistant teacher, let's call her Miss Manipulator. Now, Miss Manipulator is somewhat how do I describe it? A very not trusty teacher. I'll just tell you that. I'm about to tell you why. So in third period, we were just doing our schoolwork. We were just doing that. They actually let me do some schoolwork from other classes, cause I had a deadline. I think the day that this happened was the deadline. So if only if it was too good to be true. So Miss Manipulator was so excited. Miss Barbie was like, "Oh, what are you excited for?" Miss Manipulator is like, "Watch this." She goes right in front where all of us are together, and she's like, "Everyone, I have an announcement to make." And yeah, so here's what happens. She grabs her bag and she pulls out a taser. I'm not joking about that. An actual taser. It's literally terrifying because it's an actual weapon. And the worst part about it is that she actually turned it on right when she said this. If you obey and listen to us and do your schoolwork, I don't know why I said that. She said, "You'll be fine." But if you don't, she she literally activates it, and it makes this sound. It's like da 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 da, and like it was so horrifying. It felt like the taser gun that she had almost sounded like a gun. And here's what Miss Manipulator said. She said, "You don't do their schoolwork, you don't want to end up like my kid." And Miss Barbie was like, "Wait, you tasered your kid?" And Manipulator said, "Oh yeah, I did, but for fun. I didn't do it because he got in trouble. I just want to see if it worked." And when I heard that, and not just me, a bunch of class. Like I said, this whole class was full of special needs. This was terrifying and traumatizing because not only that, like usually in my at the time in my high school, it would always be the student that brings a weapon, but this time it's a teacher, literally a teacher. I don't know where Miss Manipulator decided it'd be a great idea, and it's just crazy. And now, yeah. Now, obviously, Miss Manipulator and Miss Barbie are not the actual names of the teachers, but I'm just only using it, for this story. But yeah, when she actually activated it, all of us, we looked at each other and realized that we were really scared. But for me, this was my most traumatizing thing, and I didn't finish my schoolwork. So when I got to that class, my teacher was like, "All right, I'll let you off the hook because you were putting a lot of effort to this," and like he was just like asking me. He's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll get to your, I'll finish the school, finish the papers." And what happened is probably the one thing that actually happened is that this was I got back home, so everything was normal, and my brother sees me. He notices that I'm not myself, and because he noticed how something was bothering me, and what happened is that this was actually a family dinner. And yeah, so family dinner. I think at the time, my family made us. I think they made spaghetti, and the most shocking thing about it is that all my parents and my brother were staring at me, and they were they were very curious about what was going on. So that they asked me, they're like, Clay, are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I just," and like, keep in mind, I didn't know how to say this, but they were like, "If there's something bothering you, you could tell us." And like, I think I was just terrified. I was like, I just tell them, I don't think I'm gonna go back to school anymore. They're like, "What? Why?" And it was a bit of a hard thing to do because like still trying to tell them, but at the same time remembering what Miss Manipulator said was really traumatizing for me. And keep in mind, it was so horrible. I didn't know what to do. But when I told them, I said, "Mom, Dad, do you remember Miss Manipulator?" She's like, "Yeah." Yeah, she just pulled out a taser gun and she said that if we don't do our schoolwork or if we don't listen to them, that she will taser all of us. And my mom's like, "What? Wait, she has a weapon?" And yeah, no joke. My mom and mostly my family were really upset. And like even my brother stated, it's like mostly in that school, it's mostly the students that are getting carrying the weapons, but I cannot believe that a teacher actually would bring an actual weapon. So my mom's like, "Don't worry, I'll deal with it." And here's the thing, I didn't know about what happened, but I'm about to tell you all what actually happened. So, um, here's the thing. What happened was is that the craziest thing is that what happened was is that the thing that literally happens is that my mom went on to let the school know, the principal, and the principal was like, "Oh, was like, well, this wasn't the actual principal. This was another principal. Um, and this one, well, actually, now that you think about it, it wasn't even a principal. It was like a counselor. And a counselor was like, "Oh no, it's fine, it's normal," and like when they heard about my mom, like they were like, "Oh, how are you doing?" And my mom's like, "Good. Hey, I need you. I want to say, why are you letting teachers bring weapons?" And the counselor's like, I don't know what you're talking about." And they're like, and my mom went on to say what it was. She was like, "Okay, how about this? Why is Miss Manipulator threatening not only just my son but a whole class of special needs with a taser?" And they're like, "What?" And it's like, and like the counselor's like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh no, she doesn't mean that. She only uses the weapon for defense." And my mom's like, "Oh, I, I'm sorry. I thought the school doesn't have to do all that." And my mom, by the way, keep in mind, my mom, pretty sure she pressed charges on the school, but the school didn't want it to be involved doing that, which I find that stupid because this just proves that that school lacks a lot of potential of being one of the best schools ever. Now, keep in mind that when this happened, I was still in class. Actually, no, better yet, I think if I remember, I wasn't actually at school that day. I stayed in my house and I was just playing my N64 because at the time I wasn't I wasn't the type of a gamer, and I was still working on a particular series called Anime Madness Video Games Counts. So, anyways, back to the whole story. So the counselor says this, and even the principal heard it, and the counselor's like, "Well, it's she uses it to defend herself." And my mom's like, "Oh, so you think it's fine that to let a teacher carry a weapon and threaten my son and special needs? Okay, how about this? I buy my son a gun." And this the counselor and the principal said, "No, well, it's here's the thing. No, your sons cannot carry a gun." And my mom's like, "Well, it's meant for his own protection." And you let some lunatic teacher or bring a taser gun, and the counselor just even went out to expose it in front of the principal. He's like, "It's not even a taser gun, it's a taser, okay?" And like my principal's like, "What? Is that true?" And like the counselor was like, no." And like my mom was like, "Yep, he's yeah." And guess what? Fast forward to the probably the day that I got back, I did not see Miss Manipulator. I was like, "Oh my goodness, is Miss Manipulator actually gone? Is she gone?" And Miss Barbie was actually really upset because they couldn't um they couldn't say who it was that went out to tell about it. And I thought it was fine. No, she was suspended for 9 days, which that was the most stupidest thing that's ever been. Like seriously, who would suspend a teacher? If I was a principal, I would have fired that teacher right away and banned her from ever going back to that school. I would have done that if I was a principal. No, but this can't. I don't know what was up with the school, but I'm pretty sure that my mom pressed charges. It wasn't just that. My mom went on to tell me that she also contacted, like, she wanted to press charges on Miss Manipulator as well for what she did to her kid. And keep in mind, her kid was like 12 years old and was really young, and tasering it for no reason was really dumb. But yeah, after that, the whole incident, 9 days later, Miss Manipulator came back, and Miss Manipulator never actually spoke to me. But I will say, after that, things got a bit quiet and never been like issues. But yeah, I do hope. But that's about it for today. I do hope you all enjoy. And like I said, this one has been. I've been feel like I've been carrying like 3 tons for this story time, and now that I finally get to tell you all what happened, I feel finally relief. I'm gonna be honest. I feel so much relief. I can finally let this story out and it'll be fine. But that doesn't end there because me and Miss Manipulator, oh, I got more story times to tell you, but that'll be for another time. But yeah, more of the story is never bring a weapon, especially a teacher. Never bring weapons because that just makes it the worst thing, and then you get in issues. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy. I will see you guys on the next episode. And oh, and by the way, next time it'll be another story time for school, but it will be a middle school story time. So thank you for watching and catch you all later.